We all see the consequences of climate change in nature today, from the melting polar caps and glaciers, through the rapid rise of sea levels, to intense heat waves, emergence of new diseases, and the mass extinction of various plants and animal species. The Paris Agreement, signed by almost all countries in the world, aims to keep the global average temperature increase below 2 degrees Celsius. Why are these numbers important? Science says that a 2 degrees Celsius increase in global temperature will cause an additional 411 million people in urban areas to become exposed to water shortages, and 37% of the population of our planet will be exposed to severe heat waves. Given the current increase in greenhouse gas emissions, the Western Balkan region will be hit by an astounding temperature rise of 5 degrees Celsius. This might sound fun to sea and swimming enthusiasts, but the chain reactions that accompany such changes, such as drought and floods, the lack of drinking water and food, are certainly not. In addition to buying summer clothes, we will need to get waterproof ones too. With a regional cooperation process, the so-called Berlin process, all governments of our region have signed the Green Agenda. The main goal of the Green Agenda is to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050, i.e. to completely neutralize the amount of greenhouse gases that we emit into the atmosphere. The Green Agenda for the Western Balkans consists of 5 pillars. Decarbonisation, climate, energy, mobility. By burning fossil fuels, we increase the concentration of greenhouse gases, thus contributing to climate change, while producing enormous amounts of pollution that is emitted into the air, water, and soil, and endangers the health of all citizens, stability of natural ecosystems, supplies, and access to water and food production. Decarbonisation implies the gradual reduction and finally the complete phase-out of the use of fossil fuels for energy production and the transition to clean, renewable, unlimited, and sustainable energy sources. Circular economy, sustainable production and consumption. Circular economy means that what we take from nature as raw material stays in use for as long as possible, and then afterwards it is either used for other purposes or recycled. Depollution, air, water, and soil. The Green Agenda provides support in reducing emissions of pollutants into the air and applying standards that protect the environment and citizens' health. Sustainable food systems and rural areas. The implementation of the Green Agenda would imply producing better quality food in a way that does not harm the environment and with the use of technological innovations. Biodiversity, protection and restoration of ecosystems. Biodiversity is, in fact, the diversity of flora and fauna that surrounds us, and the greater the diversity, the more resistant nature is to fires, floods, disease, and climate change. The more resilient nature is, the better it is able to continue to provide us with all the ecosystem services on which we depend. The EU Economic and Investment Plan for the Western Balkans contained financial support for achieving Green Agenda goals in the region, worth 9 billion euros in grants, with an additional funding scheme worth an additional 20 billion euros targeted at meeting the agenda's goals. We call upon governments in the region to work together on implementation of the agenda, to use opportunities stemming from the regional cooperation and support from the European Union, and while doing so, to ensure the participation of our societies as a whole.